Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you guys how to expand and factorize quadratics. So all quadratics will be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. This is the expanded form. It's what it will always look like. And a not yet expanded quadratic normally looks like this. Instead of having a value on the outside, we have two brackets that we need to multiply out. So looking into the first equation, we have x plus 2 in the first bracket and x plus 3 in the second bracket. So how we're going to multiply out is multiplying the first value in the first bracket by all the values in the second bracket and then doing the same with the second value. So basically we're multiplying this value by this and this first, and then we're multiplying the second value by this and this. So I'll work it out for you and you can see for yourself. X multiplied by x will equal x squared. X multiplied by 3 will be equal 3x. 2, now we're moving on to the second value, 2x, because 2 multiplied by x is 2x, right here. And 2 multiplied by 3 will equal 6. And just to simplify this out, x squared plus 5x plus 6. Since 3x and 2x are common terms, so we can add them together. Now moving on to the second equation, we have x plus 3 in the first bracket and x plus 6 in the second bracket. So x multiplied by x is x squared. X multiplied by 6 is 6x. And then moving on to the second value, 3 multiplied by x is 3x. 3 multiplied by 6 is 18. Simplify this out because we have two common terms. It will be x squared plus 9x, because 6x plus 3x equals 9x, plus 18. Okay, this is the expanded quadratic for this equation. So moving on to the last two, for expanding, we have x minus 2 here and x minus 3. Same rule applies. First value in the first bracket multiplied by each value in the second, and same with the second value. So x multiplied by x, once again, is x squared. X multiplied by negative 3, this time will be negative 3x. Negative 2 multiplied by x is negative 2x. Negative 2 multiplied by negative 3 is 6, because a negative multiplied by negative will equal a positive. And yet again, we have two common terms that we can simplify. So this expanded form will equal x squared minus 5x plus 6. And now this is the expanded quadratic form for this equation. Okay, now we have our last equation, and as you can see, we have a coefficient in front of the two x's. So the same rule still applies, even though it looks different from the previous equations. 2x multiplied by 3x is 6x squared. 2x multiplied by 4 is 8x. 12 multiplied by 3x is 36x. 12 multiplied by 4 is 48. Now, as you can see, we've got another common term, so we can simplify this to 6x squared plus 44x plus 48. Okay, so this is how you expand quadratics. Now let's move on to factorizing quadratics. So we have a few equations down here. So looking at the first equation. Okay, first I need to explain how you're meant to factorize it. We need to always find two numbers that multiply to the last value right here, and add to this value. So, for example, we have this as our first example right here, x squared plus 8x plus 15. What multiplied to 15 will also add to 8? it'll be, first we need to look at all the factors of 15, like 15 and 1. Okay, let's just list them out right here. 15, you might not be able to see, let me just show you right here. 15 and 1, what else? 5 and 3, and yeah, that's about it. So 15 and 1, obviously they multiply to 15, but they don't add to a, but 5 and 3 does. So we use this in our factorizing of this quadratic. So then it'll be x plus 5, x plus 3. You can still double check. If you expand this out again, it will equal this equation right here. So for the next equation, well, this quadratic, we have x squared plus 7x plus 10. Once again, we need to find two numbers that multiply to 10 and add to 7. So once again, we have to list out the factors of 10, which is 10 and 1, 5 and 2. These are factors of 10. So 10 and 1, they multiply to 10, but they don't add to 7, but 5 and 2 does. So in this equation, we will have x plus 5 and x plus 2. You just add the two numbers that, you just put the numbers that do multiply to 10 and multiply to 7 in each of these brackets. And this is the factorized form of this equation. Moving on to the next equation, we have x squared minus 14x plus 40. So once again, we have to find two values that multiply to 40 and add to 14, or negative 14 in this case. We go to minus right here. And after you've practiced heaps and done lots of problems, you don't really need to list this out. You can just do it all in your head. What multiplies to 40 and what adds up to negative 14? So what comes to straight in my head is 4 and 10. 4 times 10 equals 40, and negative 4 minus 10 equals negative 14. So we immediately write x minus 10, x minus 4. Once again, if you expand this, you will find that the expanded form will equal this. And remember, every single time if the middle value is a negative and the last value is a positive, the two numbers in each of these equations must be negative. Because in the end, a negative multiplied by a negative will equal a positive, and the negative minus a negative will still remain a negative. So moving on to the very last question of factorizing, we have x squared plus 13x plus 22. So what multiplies to 22 and also adds to 13? What comes straight to my head is 11 and 2. So once again, it will be x plus 11, x plus 2. And once again, if you expand this, you will find that the expanded form will equal this. Okay, I hope this helped. Yeah, I really hope this helped, and I'm sorry I'm new to YouTube and I'm not really good at explaining, but thank you for watching, I guess, and I'll see you in the next video.